Chapter 28, Heavenly Spiritual Route. However, seemingly oblivious to the surrounding uproar, the woman in the white dress moved forward alone with a white gauze conical hat on. Not glancing sideways, standing before the root bone stone. It was as if she was born to be worshipped by all and was taken aback by nothing. She extended a delicate jade finger, and a drop of crystal clear blood landed on the smooth, gigantic stone. Drip! In the moment when blood and the root bone stone made contact, a dazzling deep blue light that was unparalleled burst forth, and a faint key wave spread out, like a hymn of the sea, ancient and mysterious. What? The Elder of Interior suddenly widened his eyes in shock, bolting upright, and exclaimed, "It's actually a heavenly spiritual root, sunflower water spirit root." All eyes were fixed on the woman in the white dress, resulting in an uproar and exclamations of shock. A heavenly spiritual root that hasn't appeared in 100 years, has it actually appeared before me? Innate spiritual roots are bestowed by heaven. Chu Shanyu from the Chu family, the only daughter, is truly extraordinary. The Chu family is so generous as to allow their only daughter to undergo such a trial. Han Yi felt momentarily confused, not knowing what this heavenly spiritual root was for. But listening to the comments of the crowd, he slowly understood. The heavenly spiritual root, also known as the innate spiritual root, is a gift from the heavens, best for cultivation. Blessed by the heavens, they could be said to be nourished by heaven. This woman in the white dress has the innate sunflower water spirit root, which belongs to the water element of the heavenly spirit root. The saying of sunflower water fate has been since ancient times, and the sunflower water jiri is also explained as having the fate of a phoenix. Hence, sunflower water fate has gradually become a symbol of nobility. At this point, Han Yi had some idea about why the woman in the white dress was so against the heavens. Not only was she a genius with unparalleled talent, she also had a powerful background. Her parents were powerful, no wonder she displayed such prowess. He had just picked up a piece of information. It seems that this lady in the white dress is called Chu Shanyu, at the highest point of nurturing heart peak. Yun Zuzi, the leader of the Dragon Sparrow sect, and an elder in a hemp-colored Taoist robe stood back to back, overlooking the disciples participating in the evaluation below the mountain. Upon seeing Chu Shanyu, Yun Zuzi chuckled and said, "Unexpectedly, the Chu family's daughter has actually come to my Dragon Sparrow sect. Moreover, her root bone is so excellent, a rarely seen heavenly spiritual root in 100 years is enrolled into my Dragon Sparrow sect. It seems that we have high hopes for next year's big sect competition. Elder Zhang, could she be the prophesied one?" The elder in hemp Taoist robe shook his head. "Maybe, I'm not sure." Yun Zuzi asked, "Can you calculate who it is specifically? It would be good if you could calculate their gender, age, and background. No, advancing any further will result in a heavenly Tao backlash. It was already not easy for me to acquire a trace of heavenly mystery protection. To know who it is precisely is as difficult as reaching the heavens." The elder in hemp Taoist robe replied, "It could be an unknown disciple or a famous genius. We must never leak the identity of the prophesied one, otherwise an unexpected change will occur in the heavenly Tao, and the consequences will be irreparable." Yun Zuzi sighed slightly. "No wonder your heavenly mystery peak hasn't had a single disciple in decades. This divination technique is indeed too profound. What if the prophesied one fails the entry test and turns out to be a common person without root bone? Wouldn't that be a joke?" The elder in hemp robes immediately denied this. "No. In the dark, the determinations of cause and effect have been made. The prophesied one will definitely join the sect, no matter by what means. We only need to proceed as guided by the hexagram. The only thing to guard against is those thieves of the demon path who disrupt cause and effect and invert the universe." "That's good." Yun Zuzi nodded. Several hours passed. Those whose spiritual roots did not meet the standards were excluded. The ones who passed followed the Kinji intersect disciple, coming into a fantastic bamboo forest. Purple vegetation could be seen everywhere, with dense fog rising. Here, a layer of thick fog enveloped everything. The Interior Affairs Elder led the team, bringing everyone along, and instructed Thysis, the purple rhinoceros bamboo forest. Once you cross it, you will pass the second stage. Everyone felt the purple plant life throughout the bamboo forest was very strange, giving off a weird and eerie feeling. Han Yi felt very puzzled. The second stage of the examination had started without any explanation. Soon, he felt an indescribable discomfort, weakness overcame his body, and his mind gradually sunk into darkness. Not only him, but everyone around him also fell into unconsciousness. The elder of Interior, witnessing this scene, smirked. This is Dragon Sparrow Sect's place for tempering the heart, the Purple Rhinoceros Illusion Forest, where purple rhinoceros trees that can bewitch people's hearts have been planted and special illusion arrays laid out. These guys won't be able to withstand it all. The second test challenges one's Dao heart. If the Dao heart is unstable, cultivating will be a struggle and internal demons will proliferate. Those who enter the Purple Rhinoceros Illusion Forest will forget their identities and the test, facing all kinds of temptations in their most genuine state. It remains to see how many people can pass this test. Han Yi opened his eyes to find himself in a desolate field. The night was so dark he couldn't see his hand in front of his face. Where was? What did he come here for? Some things seemed to have slipped his mind. Confused, Han Yi walked forth, the surrounding fog making the silent night seem faintly eerie. He could barely make out a mottled wall ahead, a Taoist residence formed by the cracks of bricks and tiles. Bright red lanterns hung on either side of the residence entrance, giving off a festive vibe. The flamboyant dancing flame was pleasing to the eye. A cold breeze rustled through, the lanterns swaying gently. The drifting fog carried with it faint laughter, as if someone was inside the residence. Occasionally, lightning flashed in the sky, illuminating the Taoist residence eerily. Creak! Han Yi reached out to push the door, and a blinding light shone out, causing him to squint. The interior of the residence was surprisingly exquisite, filled with light and laughter. Various scenes of bare-chested men and beautiful women indulging in sensual pleasures were laid bare, their provocative words reddening faces and burning ears. Such a heated scene left Han Yi flabbergasted. The interior and exterior were completely different worlds. The women were wearing light silk dresses that showed off their silhouettes. Their elegant figures were a sight to behold. "Please come in, sir." A woman with a seductive appearance and voluptuously revealing attire sauntered over to Han Yi. Her voice was as soft as silk, the look in her eyes gentle as water, her scent as enticing as a faint fragrance. Rumble! There was a crack of thunder, and a flash of lightning illuminated the tattered Taoist sect banner hanging above the manor. Somehow, Han Yi found himself half pushed and half drawn into the bustling hall, the doors closing behind him. The woman enthusiastically held onto his arm as they made their way deeper into the hall. They passed tables laden with fine wine and good food, a feast of delicacies. After seating Han Yi, the woman poured him a glass of viscous, blood-red liquid. The drink was extremely thick, slowly undulating as if it were alive. "Sir, please enjoy some amorous activities." With that, she began to undress, first removing the thin outer garment, revealing her arms as smooth as white jade under the light. Han Yi shook his head vigorously, feeling that something was off, but he couldn't put his finger on it. At that moment, an anxious voice sounded in his mind. "My lord, wake up! You've been bewitched by this demoness." A wisp of smoke rose from his sleeve, shrouding Han Yi's eyes. Instantly, his mind cleared. When he reopened his eyes, the scene before him had drastically changed. What was once a banquet of fine wine and food had become grotesque piles of mangled limbs. The drink in the cup had transformed into a creepy blood-red worm. The bright Taoist residence was now a dim and eerie land of ghosts. He was standing on two dried corpses, both naked. Their skin was wrinkled like tree bark, their faces shrunken into a skull-like grimace. From their content expressions, it was clear their yang energy had been siphoned off before death. The seductive lady in front of him had turned into a big, monstrous hog with a green face and pointy teeth. What an intense horror! Han Yi stepped back in disgust. As his memory slowly returned, he realized that he was taking part in the sex test. Looking at the sight before him and recalling everything, his eyes turned sharp. "So, Dragon Sparrow Sect, this is how you examine your disciples."